What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're back in our gas course project. An action RPG built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, C++, blueprints, the gameplay ability system, and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead. Today we're going to work on, hopefully, get into the combat strafing and everything like that, where we can have the character, kind of rotate while in combat, like facing the direction of their targets, just so we can make it feel a little bit better, I suppose. So I've been working on this a little bit, but there's like right now it's like the control rotation and everything, and we're rotating like this around. But also like the movement's not relative to certain angles and stuff like that. So I gotta fix a couple things with the movement as well. We're gonna have a couple hours to work on this today. But yeah, and also essentially we want to fix like our targeting, and also like the control rotation is on tick. There's no lerping or blending or anything like that. So we're gonna do a few different things today. So let's go ahead and start with that. Let's go to our player. We might have to make an explicit component for this. We'll do everything in Blueprint first, and then hopefully move things to C++ at some point. I just find using blueprints first makes iteration times much faster. So here's my logic for getting the targets and stuff like that, and just strafing around it and stuff like that. So I want to basically disconnect that, just so we can see the results. And we're gonna get basically a system where the control rotation is not really going to be matching. And that's the reason behind this code up here. This is what I had originally, which sets the control rotation to the mouse and everything. But for now, because right here, this is where I set the control rotation. For now, I don't want to really do that. Eventually, we will. I want to just do a couple of things first, where we can kind of draw the point that we want to be aiming at, just so we can basically get the weighted positions and stuff, and maybe have it update on tick. So we're gonna make a new component. It's gonna be, I guess, a targeting component. I guess it can be actor components, so BP targeting component. And we can add it to our character here, targeting component. Now on tick is where we can basically do things like get the queries of enemies and things like that, and get the positions, and weigh them, and kind of try to, first we're going to just draw a point, and then we'll probably have to make like a delegate or something to call back to do the rotation and stuff here. So we do have a data table for combat strafe target preset, which is a very basic one, where it just gets actors within an area of effect, and then we filter by certain class, which is this enemy class, and we ignore player, just so we can get return the appropriate array. But there's a lot of other factors that I want to take into consideration when getting this information, when modifying it or interpreting it, I suppose is the best way to say it. But let's just first start with getting the targeting system. And we can just perform, or is it just request? We're going to do async. The combat strafing one, completion delegate. So target request complete, whatever we want to call it. We can just disconnect that, run it dispatcher, boom. We'll have to make a source context. We don't have to fill out all of this, I don't think. We can get the owner of the component because we do want to do this query around the player. I guess we can get active location. I don't know if it needs to be instantiated, honestly. But we'll just do it anyway. So I should now be able to get the targeting system. I should now be able to get the handle or something. So get targeting results actor, this handle. Get this array, so we have targets, totally fine. And basically, let's just draw spheres. All right. Can I just wait? Is that what that one looks like? Draw debug sphere. Draw debug. Okay, that's cog. Okay. We want to just do a normal one for now. Eventually, maybe it would be cool to hook this up to like the cog debug stuff, but I don't want to waste too much time on that at the moment. Got me a sugar-free Red Bull. Kind of we want to be tweaking. So we want to do this on a for each. And right now we don't really care about performance or don't really care about optimizing anything. We just want to draw stuff, just verify what we're seeing on screen. Since these are actors, we can get actor locations. That radius, I mean, can I get bounds maybe? And I wonder, can I actually draw a debug box? Maybe it would be better if it's a box. And we just draw the bounds here. So line color, we'll do like some yellowish thing. Orangey yellow. I don't think rotation matters. Duration, we're gonna do this on delta time. So we'll just make that delta seconds. I don't think I need to do it that way, honestly. I should be able to just get delta seconds here. Or get delta time? No. Let's just use delta seconds, right? Thickness 2. So in theory, I should see boxes. Yes. So that's good. We know that's working, and we see all this information. So what I generally would want to do is get their like weighted positions, or positions and then weight them. So I should, I guess for the sake of this, we can draw a couple of different debugs. But first, let's make an array of vectors. This is where we're going to store them. Oops. So we're going to just say target positions or target locations. I guess also on here we want to clear them. We could probably change the size, like resize. I guess we could do it here. So clear, resize. You can get the length. Yo, 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 how you doing, Camo Os? It's going good, it's going good. I'm trying to figure out combat strafing for our game here. So right now we're just getting our positions. We're using the default targeting system plugin that Epic offers. And we're just slowly trying to draw debug information just so we can figure out the best location, because we would want, you know, especially in group combat, the character to be facing more centralized towards the crowd, maybe with some influences and stuff like that. So we're just slowly kind of drawing the debug information to see where we'll get. So there should be now get vector array average. Now let me draw debug box there. I guess I can get active balance, right? So we'll do a gross little green to represent that. Duration, same. Seconds. Let's see what happens. Okay, so box is really big. Why does the player character have such a big collider? Okay, there you go. So there's the like average position. It would help if, you know, these enemies would move. Maybe I'm gonna just hack something. Hold on, I'll be right back. Just a giant door slam scared the shit out of me. It was just the wind. Also wanted to make sure our kitty is okay. She's fine. Let's go ahead, like I was saying, let's just make a timeline. We're gonna do this in a very gross way. We don't really have AI logic or, you know, anything like that to dictate positions and stuff, but maybe we can just do a... I don't know how it should be. There should be like a move too. I don't know if I need to use a timeline. So a simple move to location. Get controller. Now, is there? Yeah, it could very well be a haunted house. Nav mesh. There should be something like find location, find path to location, erroneously, pathfinding context. No. I thought there was like a function somewhere. UE5 BP. Find location on nav mesh. I thought there was like a helper function. Find the point on nav mesh closest to some X vector. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So how did you go with the pirate jam? It was okay. We managed to do some game. We could show you the game here real quick. We ended up, I don't know, because there were 7,000 games or something. We came in like 2,000, so, you know, decently, I suppose. But yeah, this is what our game looks like. Like a simple game you can play in the browser. You grow, you collect the water. Run out of water, you'll lose. And yeah. So, overall, not too bad. So there is get random reachable point in radius here. So get random reachable point in radius. I don't know if this is gonna do anything. No. Um, I'm gonna just do some gross scripting stuff, so please don't judge me. We're just gonna do this just for the sake of finding something. So we're gonna do get all actors, class, nav mesh. I just want to see if this is compatible. No. Yeah, I think everyone's blueprint scripts are held up together by duct tape, honestly. How am I expected to... Do I even have a nav mesh? Could just press P, I guess, right? Yeah. So I do have a nav mesh. So let's see. UE5, get nav mesh data in BP. How can I get my nav? So it is a recast nav mesh thing. Okay. Okay. Move to... There's also a task, so let's just do the task so we can get callbacks. Get ref to south, on. Destination acceptance radius, stop on overlap. So on success, let's do a wait delay. Oops, no. Do delay. Do 2 seconds, and then we'll just call back to the find here. So let's see if this actually does anything. Okay, so the current origin, blah, blah, blah. I guess the origin has to be get actor location, maybe? Thought it could be this actor location or this location. So we'll try. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, so they don't move. And I think it's because I didn't actually even call this here. So we don't need to do that. We can just do find navigation path. Okay, so they still don't do anything, which I guess, you know, cool. But why? Let's see. Let's do a breakpoint. So it does return a location. So does this have an AI controller? It does. They're like, let's just try a simple move too. I just want to see if this will make a difference. I wonder why that's not really moving. Let's see. UE5. What's the original task called? AI move to not working. So AI move to not working. We can also actually, before we start complaining and yelling at Google, let's maybe look at the code. So AI move to. We should be able to see the task. So do that, then we do move to. So maybe let's start from here. Let's also actually call it. So it doesn't even get there. Okay, maybe I did the wrong one. So self, destination, acceptance radius, whatever. Weird. So that's where it gets initialized. So we set up, finish it. There's activate. Does it even activate? No. Am I going loco? There, it gets there. But it's like, no, I'm not gonna do anything. Let's just put one AI in. Still doesn't really make a difference. I can't really. So AI move to. Maybe this is the wrong one. So there's this one. It's the K2 node. Doesn't really do anything. Okay. Let's try at Google. So a few things to try. Change the radius. Next, spawn area where they placed in the level. Spawn them. You may need to change the settings in the character. Right. There should be like a spawn policy or something. Yeah. Try to adjust location. So controller. So there's spawning methods. I don't remember what it's called. So possessed. Yeah, there's placed in world or spawned. But again, it's placed in world. So it should recognize it, but it's not doing anything. Then that mesh was broken for this guy. Auto possess AI, which also should be the case, right? Yeah. Can affect that, yeah. So is there anything for AI move to? Really, like literally only this. Move to. What else do we got? Maybe this is better. Maybe it's not. All right, hold on. All these loud banging is scaring the crap out of me. Alright. I think I closed everything now. Sorry for that. Having a mini panic attack and heart attack. So goal location. Now, does the request fail? Let's see. Doesn't seem to fail. Do we get here? No. So the casting seems to fail, or... what's going on? Now my breakpoints aren't being hit. Is this guy okay? Maybe I have to drop a new one in. No. Why is this not being called? Am I crazy? Okay, now that's getting called. Now that's getting called. Okay. There's also a bunch of information here. Project goal on navigation, yes. So something is just not letting this guy move. Blah blah blah. Do you have any warnings? To simplify the task, place your pawn in the world, take note of its world location, copy paste it to your turn. Okay. Let's just do what they're saying. Let's not rely on this random point in the radius and see if he... Alright, so he is moving. Okay. So it's this random point in radius. I'm stupid. I made the radius 0. Ugh. let's see if that does anything. Okay. So basically, when it's out of range, when it's out of range, we're drawing at 0, 0, 0. We definitely want to just say, hey, as long as the length is greater than 0, we draw. So yeah, learn from me, folks. Make sure you actually put in a radius before you start talking nonsense. So that should all be good. So yeah, let's throw a couple of him in here. And let's just see where the position's being drawn. Okay. So we have some position that is sort of making sense, you know? But for example, now when we're getting closer to one target, we want this thing to be influenced as well. So I think we have to take into consideration us, the owner. So we're gonna add one. Or instead of adding one, let's get the targets. Say, okay, it's greater than 0. Cool. Now add unique. Get owner. Like that. Now it's like a point that's, you know, focused a little more on me. Now I want to figure some information out. What I want to do. Because yeah, now there's no targets, right? So I would be going one way. Now there's him. But I'm not sure. Like, do I actually want to include me? Let me move you out. Like, I know I want to weigh positions, you know, more. Like, if I'm getting closer, for example, to him, I would want it to kind of lerp more towards that character. So yeah, now I'm getting the average. Now I'm wondering how mathematically I can kind of dictate that. Like, say I'm getting close. Like, I have 3 targets. They're moving. I'm getting closer to 1. It should, you know, emphasize more toward or lean kind of closer to that target. Um, is this something Google might know? I don't know. Yeah, it should have bias towards the closest target, most likely. Let's see, best practice, blah, 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 try instructs. Um, let's see, UE5 BP, how to give bias to vector. No, maybe there has to be some sort of, like, I'm not sure how to give scoring. Um, let's make my life simple. Turn this off. Let me have 2 enemies on here. Essentially, like, because he's closer, it should be leaning more and more towards him, right? So, let me see. Find, no, closest, no. Anything interesting I can get from here? Vector array average, vector math, no. So what I would want to do, maybe, is do basically minus length just gonna try a couple things out here. And maybe it should have like a bias with the input vector as well. But let's do one thing at a time, right? So if I were to do a plus this closest location, what does this do? Doesn't change anything. Okay, because nothing's gonna be less. Me stupid. So that's what adding does. Now, what if I were to add before getting the average? Okay. Now, each time I do this, I know I have to zero these out. And I still think I need to be also adding my location. But yeah, there has to be like some sort of way to bias it so close that like once you're within a specific range of a target, it should just kind of pick that one. We also need to lerp the vinterp probably. Delta speed 1. Whoop. Speed 1. 4, I guess. Essentially, I have to say no. Average. Something like that. I just don't like how it snaps. I feel like I'm doing that wrong too, to be honest. So interpolate the current one. Is actually this one. So yeah, that's a little better. Basically, I have to map like a distance to some sort of scoring. Distance score multiplier. Float. Map. Say a range from 1,000, 100. We're gonna say score multiplier of 1, no, of 5 and 0.1. Now, if I were to multiply this by this score, what happens, I wonder? I guess the score multiplier also has to be reset. I don't know if this is going to do what I think I want it to do. So we're going to ban this person. Bye-bye. Then we're going to add sort of. It's just, yeah, it's getting further away. So how do I properly influence it? And what kind of question do I have to answer, like ask Google? So UE5 BP get average positions bias towards closest. Wow, does anybody in chat know? Anyone have any ideas? I wonder if making that one will make it faster or slower. Slower. That's, I think, okay. Nope. That's okay. We'll figure this out together, I'm sure. Let's also change the box size. That's our strafing position, essentially. Distance score multiplier. Like essentially, we just have to keep like to get the bias closer to something. We have to like add that same position into the kind of average. Or we have to add it before the average. And closest location times itself. It's not really what I want to be doing. How to bias towards specific location in an array. Bingo spot, weighting random numbers in blueprint. Let's see what this guy's saying. So when something has a higher weight in score, what do we want to do with that, honestly? Quite the conundrum. Can't really do much with this array. So we're setting the array element. Let me also just print out the multiplier score. Let's see what we're getting. 0.1. I mean, can I maybe say I say if this is like greater than 3? We do something like that. So now it's like that, and then it kind of averages out again. I feel like, yeah, again, adding me to the calculation maybe is not what I want. I think I'm using the wrong way here. So target. Like that. Yeah, 5 will probably be a better interpolation value. But yeah. What's happening? So maybe I have to... I'm curious if this will work, actually. Hold on. Maybe I could do something like this. Swap this out, this. Now, if I multiply this by that, did that, would that do the weighting bias that I would want? I think so. Yeah, something. So yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. Just want to do that. Let's you out. So current is average. Okay. Kind of. Kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of, not really. That kind of vibe. Okay, and again, we're adding 0. So let's take the average like this again. I'd be expecting it to start more biasing itself towards this closer character. Maybe I have to make it 1. I feel like if maybe I'm making it 0.1 very low, that's what's kind of skewing it wrong. Okay. Now I'm getting weird shit. Okay. Now if I were to make this 0 and 1. Yeah, like at this point, I would want you'd imagine it would be closer. Let's take out some variables that we don't need. Some target locations. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like honestly, like this is not. So like it's always gonna stay there now, right? Because it doesn't. It's not gonna care. It's in the center. Um, and multiplying the vector that's closest is not gonna do anything, from what I can tell. Um, UE5. Average vector from array. Oh, no, it's gonna give me just thing. So it's array generate a curve vector from an array. Get actor average. Nearest vector stuff. No. How to average an array of vectors. We already kind of know. Yeah. Like we basically want, as we get closer to target, we want to score its position higher. Maybe UE5 score vectors based on distance. So weigh vectors based on distance. So weigh values. Maybe this tutorial will give us some information.
Welcome to this different consider which have the one is and sort of a continuous kind of intelligence. Anything is part the actual distance of this different mountain based on different too, but code way array type 0.2 and you don't need them somewhere to 6 sorry or values. We're going to be adding them up. Start it off as a default 0 to it.
So we're summing up the weight values.
Just as an of graph, we can now call to move in and up between. We need to go so saying 30 that in. Actually, let's determine index. Oops.
It's the sum between 0 whatever, get the index.
With a break, I think.
Check
if first we can create a local variable. So local sum value, the adding up whatever random stuff. Say here, sum is so we back to our reference to that using this index. It's a little bit cleaner. We'll break here is the code. So let's check it out. There we go. And now if I press my one key, you can see that it's doing a... Okay, we should maybe have what we're doing index 2 on a lot more values first of the time. Values can be... What we do is we go through and sum consideration in 0 and that which is done them up, and as soon as that we have hit, we're currently in this case stored in a different that you were able to follow along.
That didn't help. Okay, hold on. There is in Unreal Engine 4 a weighted.
Hello. So, how do you take? So, it was first the version of this video. I just have 3 and using a switch. So, varying input that I'm multiplying this value as the.
So this tutorial explains how you can use weighted average node. So is there anything? So dynamic weighted average vector. So it calculates the new value in a weighted moving average series using the previous value and the weight. Calculates the new value. So current sample times weight. Okay. It also clamps the weight between 0 and 1. Current sample times weight plus previous sample. Hello, Rock Kicker. How you doing? Let's see what this weighted average thing looks like. If I use the score distance multiplier. Doesn't really do anything. Just waking up and enjoying the crisp morning. Nice. It's almost 3 p.m. where I'm at, so good morning to you. So yeah, weighted average doesn't really do what I was hoping. So calculates the new value in a weighted moving average series is the previous value and the weight. What's the definition of this one? Australia? No, I am in Poland. 10:47 here. Oh yeah, maybe you're Australia. I'm in Poland. I know if I use scoring. like that's sort of working, but it's not. How is Poland this time of year? It's getting. Luckily, it's getting cooler. But yeah, it's quite nice. So yeah, I want the average positioning to be there. So I don't know, maybe I think a 10. But yeah, that's not what I want, right? It's sort of the behavior I would want. But it's not exactly what I want. I can only clamp vector size. Which version of 5 are you in, Mr. Cherries? I'm just in vanilla 5.4, I believe. Let me look. Yeah, I'm in 5.4. I used the version from GitHub. I compiled the engine myself. Eventually, we're going to get 5.5 whenever that comes out. But right now, I'm trying to solve a problem of I want to get like the average positions between two vectors or two enemies for strafing, but I wanted to start biasing one over the other as I'm getting closer to another. I can't figure out what the math's supposed to be for that. That's the current headache that we're trying to solve. Now, I don't know what question to ask Google. UE5. An average angle, distance between rotation stuff, not what I want. Does this picture give me anything? No. Useless. I'm looking for both, the math and the how. I have no idea what to do, so I'm trying to think. Because honestly, like, if I make these guys move, the average will update accordingly. But again, I want there to be a bias to like the closest enemy, and I don't know. Oh Lord. Let me. Make sure. I gotta update my collisions to not collide with camera. Or visibility. That should be better. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and we got crashed. Yeah, we get this crash every once in a while too, when we're trying to construct this damage gameplay effect, and I don't know what's wrong with it. Another problem for another day, I suppose. So, like, essentially, like, if I have two positions, I have two enemy actors. As I'm getting close to one, I want to make sure that the average starts to lean towards them. Well, I mean, that's already what I'm doing. I use the targeting system plugin to get targets within a radius, and then I iterate over those targets. I store their actual locations into an array, and then there is a helper function that gives you the average, and that's what you were seeing on screen. But I need to somehow add biases to the location closest or the target closest once they're within some threshold. Okay, so for some reason I accidentally added a 1 in the code. Whoopsie. I got an idea, I suppose. That's no problem. We'll figure something out someday, somehow. Because essentially, again, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get this position so that I can use this position for basically the look at for the rotation of the combat strafe. So as I'm in combat, I want my character to automatically kind of rotationally orient towards this position so that it just gives better feel while in combat. And I would also want to use this position potentially for the camera control rotation. So say, for example, you're not inputting any sort of stick input for the camera. After some sort of like delay or something, we'll let the camera automatically adjust to that location. And then as you add stick input again, we kind of set back a timer, let the camera control dictate it, and then, fade back into like the automated control. Sort of like it's usually the term that I've been using with work, soft lock, or just group target lock, something like that. It's not explicitly hard lock, because hard lock is really sticking you one-to-one with the character, a single target. So games like action RPGs always, support that concept of a hard lock and then a soft lock. I haven't played Black Myth Wukong, but you see this stuff in God of War, pretty much any action RPG within recent years kind of does it. Sort of like aim assist. It's just trying to like basically free your camera stick input. Let's see if I can get an example working with just this normal average that we're doing. So let's open back up our targeting component. We're gonna make. I guess we'll make a dispatcher. Get average location. Delegate is gonna have obviously a vector. Yeah, I'm sure The Last of Us did as well. It's sort of like an aim assist. Yes, it's just trying to keep you focused into the combat, making sure that what you want to be visible on screen is on screen. So we're gonna just call and send average out, and then in my player, for example, character now. Let's get rid of all this crap we don't need. It also took me a lot longer than I wanted to get the motion matching stuff working, like the animations and stuff like that. But we got that working after a long while. So we're slowly, gradually adding more complicated systems into everything. So again, we have this kind of ability, we have a targeting ability, we have, target highlights and stuff like that. So when I deal damage numbers, we get a burn effect. You see the highlight orange damage numbers, and they have tooltip stuff, some legacy stuff from some ideas that I was having. So we're just slowly kind of honing in on what we want to create. And I kind of want to make a pseudo like mage fighter kind of guy. So, he has like ranged spells that will, eventually have some sort of cost to it. And then also just like melee abilities that you would use to like kind of recharge mana or something like that. Just playing around with some ideas. So yeah, let's go back to our character here. So on begin play, let's get our targeting component. Let's sign on get average location. Got this position. So for the sake of example, we're gonna do get control rotation, break, get controller, set control rotation, break. Well, maybe I can just do rotation X vector, and I don't need to actually get control rotation and do that stuff. Let's see. So we should see, by default, the camera rotating. It's not perfect, obviously. It's doing something weird. So maybe rotate, like, what do I want to get? Rotation. I guess, oh yeah, I know what I gotta do. So from this position, so I gotta do find, look at. So start, gotta be get actor location. Target is that. And we only really want to do yaw. Yeah, I definitely felt like it was backwards, right? So yaw, and then we want to just inherit pitch and yaw. Oops. Get the controller. Just some sloppy scripting at the moment. So now, so essentially, this is kind of the intended behavior, And so like as I'm moving, we do stuff like that. But I guess the problem is like we would just need to make sure there's some like timeout or something. So I go like this, and it just isn't fighting me. And I also got to make sure, we kind of break out of the strafe if we want. Because right now we're getting, you know, weird behavior, especially when we get like this close to like the intended position and stuff. So there's a lot of like factors to kind of pay attention to. But so like one-on-one, it's fine, you know? Yeah, pretty much. You know, we got homing projectiles. But then we got stuff like this when there's no target or anything like that, or like the weighted position or weighted average and stuff like that. So we would also want to do things like if they're off screen or something like that. We would want to like not consider them as well. So yeah, more or less the idea. And I think by default, I should have camera settings, right? Yeah, camera settings. Does this give me... So that's that. Is there any like default settings for like... Because like a lot of this, like I had originally set this up as like a Diablo kind of game, so you were able to like move the camera and do all this other stuff. I don't even remember if anything's kind of connected anymore. But yeah, let's just do it in the camera boom. I wonder if that makes a difference. That made it worse, I think. Something has to be set here. So max vector distance, min, max. Let's see. Well, ideally, I would like it to start like this, you know? Or like this. And also maybe closer. And I know that's boom length. So maybe I could just do 250. Did that do anything? No. Maybe I just do something in code and I need to update the code. Yeah, okay. So let's go into our character. There should be like boom lang. What's the name? Target arm. Camera zoom. Okay. So I set it to 400 there. So initialize camera. So I get the average. So I think that's where my problem is. So I think I want to, let me make, blah, blah, blah. I want to make a new variable. go. So default camera, boom, length. 300. We'll go back here. And then camera set. So socket offset. So in the Z, let's just make an offset value here as well. Make it 200 or something. No need to divide it. Okay. I keep getting sidetracked too. I'm trying to like think in the back of my mind how I can do a weighted position. Because like maybe what I need to do is like I do like a integer mapping for a score weighting, and then I would just have to say you know, then do a loop, and under each loop add that location to itself. And then don't influence the the total number, you know? So say I have the two positions, vector 1 and vector 2, and we know vector 1 is closer with a multiplier of 2. So what we do is when we construct the vector array, we add the closer one twice and the other one once. And so then it's more biased that way. Maybe. So instead of multiplying the vector with itself, we have to like iterate over multiple times or something like that. So let's look at our default camera stuff here. Okay, definitely too close. Camera settings, but now we can adjust these two parameters. So we can say 300, say like 400 or something. I still don't like, you know, the default pitch that it's given me. I feel like that is honestly, it has to be within the player. Let's make it 30, and we'll see if that made a difference. Okay, it did. So I think what we can do something like that looks good. And obviously you can control this any way you want. But okay. Let's get back to the nitty-gritty. Let's stop being a bitch about it. Let's try what I was suggesting. So we'll move this. Don't want to multiply or anything. So we still want to draw. But now, like maybe I would need to have like some float curve or something. But yeah, let's map it between 5 and 1. We can floor it. So weight, scale. So we're not going to size this array. Actually, maybe we do. And then we say for loop between 0, that each iteration so current location oops. And then when it's done, we add current location. So maybe that's the bias I need. I hope. Let's see. I don't see. I don't see the box anywhere. It felt like it was correct or better, but I wasn't seeing the box. Yeah, it kind of just disappears. So let's just do it with one guy. That's what she said. So it just kind of fucks off. So what happens exactly? Because yeah, I guess I'm wrong there too. Okay, so it's not that I have to add it to itself. Okay, I think I know what I need to do. I'm just going to store this length. I'm not going to resize anything. So I'm going to add this location into this. And then actually, I don't even need the length if I'm already doing the average. Okay, at least it's somewhere on screen. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. So target locations has none. Okay, but why? I think we're getting somewhere. Let me store this. Delete some unused variables here. Let's keep our shit clean. Let's just see what this does. Yeah, if you don't shit clean, then I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so for whatever reason, this seems to be getting cleared out. So let me not clear it. I don't like the fact that I'm not going to clear it, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, still an empty array. I appreciate the follow, Rock Kicker. Thank you so much. Okay, I know why. I just need to add it. So we don't need this new var. That. Do that. Do that. Now, yes. So it has two elements. And two elements are identical. So the average should just be the same position. So 553, 273. Okay. So we're getting a number that makes sense. So now let's put two guys in here. Let us take, for the sake of testing, take away their moving. So sort of. So I wonder, like, I wonder if I have to make like a float curve to help out with this. Let's just, for the sake of this, make this like 100. Which I don't want to do, but it's whatever. Like at a certain point, it reaches like a threshold. So maybe what I want to do, honestly, let's do a ceiling. Firstly, so again, yeah, let's not. Maybe we can make this like 300. This could be like 2,000. That didn't change anything. Yeah, you can ask a blueprint question, no problem. Hopefully I'll be able to answer it. We'll see. Ba ba ba. I wonder what a weight of 0 would do if we add that. Ba 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 ba. I think I want to do like 4 each with break. And then I probably would want to say like, you know, if this is less than or equal to like 300. We'd probably want to just break this immediately. Maybe that's the logic I need. I've got a switch that goes out to 20 variables, then all go into the set state. I want to change the execute line without having to move 20 individual lines. Do I know a way to move them all at once? Let me see. So you have a switch like this. Obviously, you have 20 of them, but like, is it like, so basically a switch like this? And they all go into the same set. So something like this. Is this what you mean? The switch on int. Okay, so switch on int. Because I believe I know what I can do to help. So see, so you have this. What you can do, and say you want to move it over here. What you can do is hover over this. I believe it's holding Alt. No, that does that. So you can hold down Shift and left click drag, and it'll take all the pins out, and you can just reconnect it somewhere else. So hold Shift, left click on the execution pin. You can grab them and just move them somewhere else. I hope that's what you need to know. Okay, cool. No problem. Glad I could help. What do I want to do? Maybe I want to clear this. Then set add unique, or just add. And then break. Okay, so that's wrong. Okay, So it definitely gets to that point. But I feel like, yeah, the number I have to play with has to be bigger. So maybe like 500. But yeah, essentially, like basically, it's kind of working. Working better than before. I'll see it as I get closer. So sort of. Let's plug this back in so we can send the average back to the player. Now there's another problem I want to fix where, for example, so, here's my average position. So, and then I turn around. Like, basically, it's like this. But basically, I don't want to include any enemy target that's off screen. So I have to do some checks as well. Eventually, I'm going to clean this up. Now, if I were to make this 2000, if I make this like -1, yeah, that's feeling a little bit better. But yeah, essentially, like, so as I'm moving backwards in this position, right, it shouldn't kind of consider this guy behind me for anything. So we need to do, I mean, I could maybe make a custom selection task or filter task. I wonder if that's blueprintable. Filter task, targeting, simple targeting filter task. So there is a template, but it's not blueprintable. But simple targeting filter task is. So if I were to create this, there is one overridable function, should remove target. So I get target handle and target data. So probably I can. Okay, I'm out of Red Bull. I need to get a drink of water. I'm gonna take a short break, guys. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. Rock Kicker, could you use a box collider on the player character? Only run this function process if it's inside that box collider. Probably, yeah, you could. You know, on overlap begin, overlap end, you add and remove targets from the list. This is just a targeting plugin made from Epic, so I'm assuming there's some benefits to it, like these custom filterings and basically you have this targeting preset. It's basically what you're describing. I'm using a sphere. I could use a box if I wanted. Generates the collisions here, and it just does everything for you. And it's from Epic. It's free. If you want to try it for whatever purposes you need, it's just the targeting system here. So there's target data. What information do I have there? I have a hit result, and then I have the handle. Now, if I were to just say true on it, I want to print this world context object. Actor. Am I able to get the targeting subsystem? So that's cool. I didn't know that existed. Using a box in front instead of a sphere would ignore whatever is behind the player. True. But then I guess you would need to do like a combination of certain things, like maybe you do want to, include people that are like kind of behind you. Like if they're completely off screen and you don't see them, they're like off screen, they're not visible, and they're not within a certain distance or something. But I'm sure there's like a couple different ways you could do this. So we're just kind of exploring what we can figure out. So yeah, let's just print out the actor here. Let's add it to our strafing preset. New blueprint. Okay, so it is printing those things, but like, so targeting request handle structure. What can I get from this? I want to get the source object. Okay, but that's ability context. So target. So target data stuff. No. Because yeah, we can't break this struct. I do this instead. I just want to know if this will print me. Me wonder. Yes. Cool. I really don't know if this is going to work in multiplayer. We'll have to see. We're not going to focus on that right now because yeah, we want to have it work in multiplayer, but we'll see what happens. So that was the client, and yeah, we got a crash. So, but yeah, that's more of a cog debug thing than anything else. We'll look into that later. Let's not throw ourselves under the bus. trying to figure all that out. But yeah, I do want to show you the cog debugging tools though. Super cool. Now with the gameplay ability system, it does have debug tools on its own, and they're good. But I don't know, some I am GUI and all the stuff that this cog one gives you is pretty sweet, and it's a free plugin. So, well, it's not a plugin. You know, you have to get it off GitHub, but still pretty cool. It just has problems with multiplayer, which is a big factor, though. Hope you like knuckle cracking ASMR as well. Sorry about that. Let's go play as listen server. I think the problem with this was it instance. I should be able to find the cog thing real quick. Boop, 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 boop. All the way at the bottom. The multiplayer option. So spawn multiple player windows on a single instance. But it is set up through disable. So yeah, but yeah, if I were to show the cog input thing here and show the window, has a lot of cool stuff. We have like a gamepad thing that shows the buttons being pressed. We have abilities you can activate like remotely. So I have like ability 2. And if I were to, ignore cooldowns, I could just spawn this ability a bunch of times. I added some code to get it to work where you can, for whatever reason, the mouse resets on this thing. No, that's also annoying. I can have it, activate remotely other abilities like from the dummies and stuff. Like the knock-up one will be most obvious. So you can just send them flying if you want. I add some code for that. But yeah, you get some information down here about attributes and all that good stuff. Just want to show that stuff off because that's really cool. Whoops, I didn't mean to reset that. Close all windows. Close that one, yes. So yeah, enough of that. So what were we doing? Oh yeah. So in our custom one here, so new blueprint. We're able to get the source actor. So I should be able to cast to character. then I should be able to get controller or get local viewing controller. Am I able to get any information about the viewport? Viewport size. There should be also like a thing here. Like rendered. Was actor recently rendered? Just for a quick test, we can just do it this way. So now it's staying there. No, I didn't make the player movement. It's the animations from the game animation example project from Epic. It took me a while to import them and do them correctly. It's the whole motion matching and pose, search, and all that stuff. So, not my animations. Also not my actual character. These are some assets from the marketplace. Just all the logic is mine. No, that's not. Yeah, we're just gonna be playing around now. It's like we're getting at a decent place, honestly. It's not perfect, but it's just this recently rendered thing is not exactly what I would need. I need to now get the location. And I need to do what? I need to convert screen space or something. Let's see. World to screen. Project world to screen. So we can take this player. Does that have to be player? Am I able to do like this? World position. This. Great. So now I have to say, I say like in range? No. So I have to say, so is the X greater than, I'll make some variables of view threshold. Minimum, gotta say like X. So if it's greater than that and less than that and pretty much the same thing here except for Y. View threshold min Why? So I'm getting the viewport there. Yeah. Let's also print this bish. So they're both false. So let's see why. So this location, project a world. So is this greater than 1,000? So that's already false. So viewport size, so is X less than that? Alright, I did that the wrong way. And then let's make these default values like 100 or something. Now they're both true. Now they're false. And we basically have to just make this a not. Or I can just do like this not and what's the term? NAND. NAND. Because we don't want to remove them if it's true. So see, like now we're here. I'm going to turn this way. And it's kind of just primarily focused on him. He comes back. We do that. He's back on screen. We're now kind of biased towards that. Yeah, oh, that's awesome. Well, what's your article? Pass it in. You can paste it in chat. But yeah, I think we're getting where we would want. What I'm trying to do right now, I'm just drawing a position on screen that's a weighted, biased average of locations based on targets on screen and like your distance to the targets. And things like that. Share the link. And yeah, chair, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And they forgot to paste the paragraph, and the GIFs are broken. Oof. Sorry to hear about that. And okay, hold on. I think I gotta turn off. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I gotta turn off CloudBot about sending links. I'm sorry. Hold on. What can I do? Let's see. I don't know how to turn that off. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How can I fix that? I don't know. I'm gonna turn off CloudBot. Can we try sending it again? I turned off the CloudBot. If it does it again, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, it did it again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What bot is this? I'm fucking up left and right. My apologies. What is this bot? How can I get rid of bot? Do I have this somewhere? I think I know. Maybe? I'm sorry. Is it a allow command? Probably not. Chat box. Badges, themes. Turn off bot. Rex. Oh my god. Yeah, you can post it on Discord for sure. And I guess that does not work either. Shit. Oh, because I gotta activate this other bot again. Let me try that again. There you go. All right, so I banned Botrix official, so I wonder if that's gonna fix anything with sending links. But yeah, send it on Discord, and I'll repaste it into Slack. Oh, not Slack. Sorry, into chat here on the. Yeah, getting bot trolled sucks. There you go. There's the link. Thank you so much. All right. Power progression in games, crafting and rewarding player experiences. Okay. Cameron McKellar. Now we know who you are. Nope. That's awesome stuff. Okay. I'm gonna read this, but not on stream. But thank you for sharing. Congratulations. It's a big deal. Let me heart react that shit. There you go. And welcome to the Discord channel. And Rock Kicker, if you want to join the Discord as well, I can be available to try to answer other questions and stuff. We have like specific chats or whatever for the different types of questions. So go for that. But yeah, it's missing a paragraph under dopamine section. What does the process look like for that? Thanks for the follow, Zarkoeth. I appreciate it. How you doing? How do you go about publishing that article and who you talk to and who like is the editor? Like, I'm curious how all that kind of stuff works. And thank you for the follow, chair _227. I appreciate it as well. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Just as a heads up, most times that I stream, it's not as long as this stream. The stream's gonna be like 3 hours or so. I only usually get about an hour every couple days, maybe an hour and a half every couple days of the week. Just because life's busy. I got, a 9 to 5. I got a partner. I got life duties, How did I break into the games industry? That's a good question. I'll tell you the long version. I was gonna say long story short, but there's no real way of telling it short, I suppose. But so I went to school. I'm American. I'm from Long Island originally. So I went to college in Arizona. I went to this, twerking 9 to 5, baby. I went to college for game development. I went to a school called the University of Advancing Technology in Arizona. Wasn't much a fan of the school, but I graduated and I had some student projects there. And then, eventually I just started doing tutorials, like making tutorials and putting myself out there. When I went to college, this was back in 2010 to 2013. So this was the days of the Unreal Developers Kit, so UDK, Unreal Engine 3. And then, as time went on, that's when Unreal Engine 4 came out with blueprints. And then, I continued making tutorials, putting myself out there. I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't do tutorials much anymore. I just do streaming and things like that. But eventually, I got approached by a company in Serbia who was working on Aquanax Deep Descent, like a spiritual successor to Aquanax. It's some not old game, but a game from the 2000s, and I think it was from a German studio, honestly. But you can check it out here if you like some gameplay of it. But it was a small indie studio. Worked in Serbia. I moved from there. Eventually, I found another job here in Poland. I worked for People Can Fly for 3 years, 3.5 years, something like that. And I worked on Outriders and Outriders World Slayer, the DLC. And on the DLC, I was principal technical designer. On the main game, I went from normal to senior during my time during the main project. And then I'm now where I'm at now at CD Projekt Red. I'm working on Polaris, the next entry into the Witcher series. And that's where we are now. Can't really talk much about it, obviously, but I'm a senior gameplay designer. And, I do these streams to keep trying to learn, keep up to date. I'm trying to get better at programming. I'm trying to make the mistakes here at home so that when I'm at work, I know I make fewer mistakes because I already made some mistakes here. In games, I guess any creative field is always going to have potentials for growth. Like, there's always going to be new technologies, new ideas, and things like that. So it's always good to be Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, it's always good to try to stay. I'm gonna use the term relevant just because, like, how I feel. But yeah, you gotta make sure you stay relevant. never stop learning, you know. You're doing web and data science for a while now and dabble in game dev. I'd like to get into it, but it seems like such a bad time and the pay sucks. Are you talking about getting into game dev and the pay sucks and it's a bad time? Or are you referring more to the web and data science of it all? Okay, getting into game dev. Yeah, again, from my experiences, there are definitely like highs and lows, but the highs definitely outweigh the lows. And you know, if you surround yourself with the right people and you're working, you know, with the right people, I say it's worth it. But yeah, learning it in your free time is a challenge. It's a huge dedication. You know, maybe there's some stuff. There's definitely some stuff from data science and stuff that you can carry over to like game development, but it's not one-to-one. So yeah, I guess the whole point you're making for layoffs. I mean, if they close the whole studio, everyone's fucked, you know. So even programmers are susceptible. So yeah, that's my story so far. So now, what do I want to do? Let's just clear this out. I could definitely make this cleaner, I'm sure. So yeah, with this new blueprint, I think we just gotta make it. So targeting, I'm gonna make. Is it a filter? Yes. That over. So the green box is supposed to represent what I want the control rotation to be. So while you're in group combat, so you know, at my gamepad, as you're in group combat, you know, without having to, you know, manually look at targets yourself, you can just let the camera more or less handle it. So if it's like, okay, let me stay in frame with all these characters, and you know, eventually, you know, start weighing other targets and stuff. So that's typically what that is for. Honestly, it's not perfect at the moment. Work in progress, but just about like an hour ago, we were struggling to figure anything out. So at least we got somewhere. But honestly, like for example, what I want to do next. Say we have the camera like this, right? And then I'm like, oh wait, let me focus on him. Let me now move my camera this way. You know, like potentially we would want to have some sort of like timer that would dictate, you know, when this thing starts lerping. Maybe we would want to have it lerp as well, like the strength. But we also need to play around with other things as well. Because yeah, for example, if like what we need to fix here, yeah, exactly, not have it snap so fast, give itself a breather. So, for example, right now, you know, based on the relative camera rotation that we have, if I were to move my thumbstick to the right, you would probably expect my character to go backwards and move right, but that part's broken. We gotta, right now he's moving to the right based on his forward perspective rather than your forward perspective. So we would need to fix that, and yeah, we got like all this kind of stuff. So few things to figure out, but we're getting there. And then, you know, for all the new people here to the stream, like we have some abilities in place. You know, we have like a fireball throwing thing. We have status effects. So these dummies have like an automated like health regeneration just so they don't die easily. We have burn effects. And then we also have like a targeting ability. We're gonna have to fix, like, I want to give this a better camera angle just so you're kind of like zoomed out here, for example, by default. Obviously we have with mouse zoom wheel and I think left and right triggers or something, you can zoom in and out. But yeah, some stuff to figure out. Like with gamepad, this thing doesn't really work too good, this aiming. Like ideally I would want it to like move maybe with the left stick. You'd be able to like change the position. All different problems that we're introducing as we're trying to evolve the game and change the game and things like that. And obviously I can confirm he's dead. There is a bug where he just dies weirdly, but but yeah, we also have to take into consideration if they're dead, because obviously when they're dead, we really don't want this to be focused on them. So that's probably another new filter that we're gonna need to do. So let's make this BP target filter is on screen. And we can duplicate this one, BP target filter underscore matches tag query. I also wondered, yeah, we have parameters now, right? Defaults, that's good. So if we want to filter based off a tag query, should be pretty simple. We don't need that anymore. Just need this information. Delete those. Create a new variable. It's going to be a tag query, I believe. The stream is blurry AF. Shit. Hopefully it gets better. Not sure. Sorry. It could be just like my connection or something. Right. No, I'm sure it's me, man. Don't worry. Like, I have a very I might need to like have so much electronics on my desk. I wish you guys could see. Like I have a vertical monitor where maybe you'll see it come into frame. I got this finally. I have a big monitor in front of me. I have a small one here. I have an Xbox 360 here. I got a bunch of cables plugged in here. I got my microphone. I got my headphones. I got my controller. It's like a nuclear reactor where I'm sitting. Okay, let's go back. So we got hit actor. Has matching. We should be able to get ability system component. I guess we gotta say it's valid. Maybe not all actors will have it, but obviously the way we're filtering, they should have it, but as a safety measure. So if not, we'll filter them. And then matches, is it query? Oh, no, I have to get owned gameplay tags. Then matches query. So tag query. Okay, it's better now. Cool. Yeah, I see that happen too when I'm watching people. I don't know. It could be just like some hiccup in my internet connection or your internet connection, and then it defaults back down to a lower quality, and then it doesn't upscale back, or it doesn't go scale itself back up. Okay, so now we have another filter for tags. So we should be able to say matches tag query. So now we should be able to say, you know, all tags match, or no tags match, and then I have a dead status. So we reaction or status.death. So now in theory, okay, I have to do it the opposite. So all tags match status.death. So now we're here. Now if I were to kill him, now he's filtered out. So we got that working. I also need to hide the status bar when they die. Character health component, or is it? That's my health component, right? I guess I should have some sort of callback. I can wait tag add to actor self status.death. Should be able to say set visibility. So that should hide this health bar, the status bar. So die, cool. So that's a little bit cleaner. Oh yeah, we also have a charge ability, which yeah, we got to. You can kind of see what the problem is there, where this camera kind of rotates you out. Like it's a hard turn. Which maybe it's okay. Like that's too disorienting in my opinion. So I'm wondering if we can maybe have a tag that's put on the player that will like disable this system, and when this ability is active, let's see what happens when we do something like that. Honestly, might be an interesting idea. Let's first add a tag, and with gameplay tags I always make sure try not to fuck shit up, because gameplay tags on every single project I've been on is it gets out of hand so quickly. Anyone else who's worked with them will know, and you know it's tough to moderate this on large projects and stuff, so we'll see what happens. So I guess we'll make a new parent here. So targeting dot disable. Yeah, tags do let you do all the checks. What I've seen in projects that's problematic is misspelling. Like for example, see I have like ability and then dot cooldown, whatever. I saw one where it was like ability spelled just like so wrong. It's like ABILITIY or something, or someone writes abilities dot cooldown, and then you're like, okay, which one am I using, you know? And people make new tags to do the same things. No one comments tags. So it's a whole thing, you know? So you just gotta be careful. You can do like restricted gameplay tags. You can make separate INIs to handle different tag categories. You can do a bunch of different things. And also just to share, this is my ongoing blog on the Epic forums about this project. So if you want to see where we all kind of started, it takes me a long time to update it. It started in November of last year, so almost a year ago. And I've had only like 10 or 14, like maybe 10 posts. Some of the rest were comments, so feel free to check that out. But where were we? Yeah. Adding a tag explicitly for disabling. So targeting dot. Let's add. So targeting dot. What do I want to say? Disable. Strafe point. There we go. And then in the targeting component, or in the player. Let me move some stuff. So I could also do wait gameplay, add actor. And also wait gameplay. Actually, no. Wait, maybe I should do wait tag query. I'm curious if this will be the one I want. Oh, I can only trigger when it's true or false. Shit. Okay, so I need both. Wait gameplay, add actor. Or I can do the wait change. Oh my lord. I can't make up my mind. So wait tag count changed. We want targeting. Disable strafe logic. Now I should be able to just do a not. Again, we're just doing sloppy BP work. Now I should have my abilities somewhere. Ability system, abilities, test examples, instant dash, charge, movement. So while this is activated, we can. Oh, I have to do status. Okay. Let's go back to our tags here. So targeting. Can I delete this? So I gotta do status. So block. And then I'll do targeting dot strafe point. Should be better, and it should be visible here. Boom. There we go. Let's see if this works. Okay. No, it didn't. I mean, was it the same problem that I've had before? Yeah, constructing damage. I gotta figure out what that bug is. This crash is just killing me. I'll have to ask on the Unreal Slackers thing to see be the problem. Let me just get the crash report. Is there a crash in here somewhere? No. That's weird. We'll figure that out later, I guess. Boop, 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 boop. Mhm. I also gotta remove these print strings that I have. It's clogging up this logs. But yeah, let's see if this tag did anything for us. And we are getting at the end of the stream time as well. Have you always used Unreal, or have you used other engines too? So when I was in college, that's when I was exposed to a few different engines. But yeah, Unreal has been the primary one I've used professionally and personally. Like in college, it was UDK. I used a little bit of Unity, but Unity back then was not the greatest. It's a lot better now, and it's, you know, excluding all the drama that was surrounding it with, I think it was the payment stuff. It's still good. I'm trying to learn Godot. I participated in the Toolmaker, Game Maker's Toolkit game jam this year. So I made this game in Godot. Super simple. Nothing too crazy. A lot of other better games in that game jam than this, but I never used Godot before, so I use it as a way of a learning experience. I've watched tutorials before, but never actually made something, so I did something like this just to test things out, and, you know, that's my only kind of experience with Godot. But I want to make... I have another project that I want to work on, that we kind of work on every once in a while. Outside of this project, I think I'll stream that project tomorrow. It's still early in its development. Like, I just literally only created the Godot project for it. We just did a bunch of design work on what we're trying to do, but I'll talk about that more tomorrow. Okay, so that didn't really work. What's the... I'm forgetting the... Yeah, have a good night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your article. I'm going to check that out later. Thanks for sharing it with everybody. Thank you for joining the Discord. So yeah, have a good night, man. Take care. I'm trying to remember the debug command to show gameplay tags. Ability system dot... No. Well, I know it's in this cog one. Layouts. Select me. So status block strafing point. Okay. So I definitely did do it the opposite. No. Let's see what happens. I'm crazy. Also, where's this print string coming from? I'm seeing a constant logging. I'll paste the missing paragraph as a note extract under it. That'll be perfect. These are the examples. Game animation blueprint. Dash example. Let's see. Am I going crazy? Filters. No print strings here. Print string there. Is it within the layer? Animation blueprint. There might be a print string or a log. Oh. Print log. Yes. Turn in place. Get the fuck out of there. Okay. So let's close out of all this crap that I opened up for no reason. So charge movement we'll leave open. That we don't need. Yeah, let's get this open on multiple screens here. Don't crash on me. Let's monitor this. So it should pass through by default. Let's also get rid of this window. Okay, so this tag query. Let's see what happens when I change that. That's gotta be not equals 1. Or not equals 0. There you go. So that definitely helps. So you're able to kind of cut through. But yeah, a lot of stuff still to fix. We have a couple minutes left. If you can talk about it, have you messed around with the Red Engine at all? No, that was before my time. I've only been at CD Projekt since they started collaborating with Epic Games, so I never got a chance to work with Red Engine. But all of the people that I work with on Polaris worked on Cyberpunk, and that was with the Red Engine, and also some people that worked on Witcher 3 and Red Engine. So they told me a lot of how that engine worked and how they did a lot of the cool database progression stuff for Cyberpunk. It's super cool. I'm playing Cyberpunk over this weekend and seeing all these things. It's really cool, and it's interesting. It's a cool it's a cool feeling to be able to work with the people that worked on that, especially from how far it came from. You know, it was still good on launch. It just wasn't good on last gen consoles. So you know, the launch was rough, but with 2.0 and the Phantom Liberty and stuff, it was cool. I wonder if I can. Maybe I won't. I don't think I'll go for this. Let me. I'll be back. When Phantom Liberty came out, they gave us these plaques. Even though I didn't work on it, I got a plaque. So I got a nice little. I gotta hang this up in an appropriate place. Just don't have anything like that here. But super cool. Yeah, so it's already at 3 hour mark. So I think that's what we're gonna call it for today. But I do want to update my to-do list so I don't lose track. This coming week's gonna be busy, so I don't know when the next time I'm gonna stream will be. So yeah, targeting system stuff. So disable combat strafe plus timer when camera delta rotation is detected. Better lerping. Smooth it out. Camera rotation and stuff. I kind of managed this. I gotta fix some stuff. Yeah, it was nice to meet you too, Rock Kicker. If you're in the Discord, we can always kind of make sure we keep up chats there. I try my best to answer questions. So feel free to ask questions there or just decide to hang out. I also announce when I'm streaming there. Hopefully it doesn't get too annoying for people who use Discord. So yeah, let me just finish up what I want to write here. Fix movement based on camera rotation vector. Yes, forward. I gotta investigate the stray forward-facing stuff. I gotta fix that. So I do have a toggle with the 8 key to do forward-facing driven movement, and that seems to be broken. Let me just delete both targets. Yeah. So we gotta fix that. That's a little disorienting. So many things to do. Let's add some guys back. Let's let them move around. Maybe lerp can be based off distance as well to the average location. Let me add it to do. So interp speed relative to the distance from owner to average position. Now, would it be like further is faster? Question for the ages. So something to consider. And then I'll add my to-do for. So read, camera, rotation, delta, and time out for lerp. Something like that. So yeah, I think that's it. So that's where I'm going to end it for today. Let's see, is there anybody streaming that we can go into? Maybe. We can raid Auroral Games. She's playing Diablo right now. She used to stream some game development stuff, but she's been playing Diablo for a while, but maybe it's just a coincidence. Let's raid for the funs of it. Should be good. Auroral Games raid settings do not allow you to raid at this time. Okay, so nope. Not gonna raid her. Is there anybody in the software and game development space that we can raid? Okay, someone's doing Fortnite UEFN verse. That's cool. Let's go ahead and let's try this developer. Raid page JXO, if I can spell it right. Just can't raid. We'll try one more person. I don't know why. Did they disable raiding? Is that a thing that doesn't happen anymore? One for the road here. Raid. Andreas. Okay, so yeah. Looks like this raid will work. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. If you aren't following me here on Twitch, a follow would be much appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. Feel free to join the Discord. We'll be streaming again tomorrow. We're going to do probably Godot stuff. So see you guys then. Have a good one.